Hey, Mia. Today is the day you're going to come and do our housework, isn't it? What do you mean you can't just because you have to work overtime? Since you married Oliver, your duty is to take care of your mother-in-law. And I'm saying it's your job to do our housework every day. I'm sorry, Amelia. I'm afraid I'm going to have to work overtime for a few more days. I'm sure things will get easier after that. Huh? You're still saying that? I don't think you're capable of taking care of Oliver either. Are you even doing housework at your place? Well, half of the time Oliver helps me. He's better at housework than I am, probably because he lived alone for a long time. That's not the point. A wife is supposed to take care of the house. No matter how good Oliver is at housework, it's a big mistake to ask him to do it. If this is what it's come to, I should never have let you marry him. I feel so sorry for him. And you're neglecting your mother-in-law. That's not true. After the overtime period is over, I'll definitely go do some housework, so please wait just a little longer. Well, you're not going to be any use to me when you get here anyway. Please don't say that, Amelia. By the way, you are free 2 weeks later, right? Oh, about me giving you a ride? Yes, I've got it in my schedule. I'm also taking a paid holiday, so I'm fine. I have to keep reminding you since you're not a reliable person at all. I'm sorry, but I'll be there that day. Instead of apologizing, you should rethink your life. I told you to quit your job when you got married. There is no way someone as clumsy as you can manage both work and housework. This is the kind of sloppy thing that happens when you don't listen to your mother-in-law. Yes, I will try my best to be the kind of wife you want me to. Mia, what's going on? I heard from Oliver that you went back to your parents' house. You're supposed to give me a ride, remember? Don't tell me you've forgotten about it. Good morning, Amelia. This is no time for greetings. Have you forgotten your promise to me? As you probably heard from Oliver, my mother is in a critical condition. The situation is very unpredictable. I'm sorry, but could you please use a cab for the ride? It was so sudden, so I'll pay for the cab fee. But I would like to stay with my mother for the time being. What are you talking about? What? Who told you that you could break the promise with me and go home? Since you came to marry into my family, what I say is absolute. But what are you doing? I don't care about your mother. But my mother is in a critical condition, and I don't know whether she can make it or not. So? Huh? That's none of my business. What does your mother's critical condition have to do with you breaking your promise with me? Don't make me say it over and over again. You are my daughter-in-law. Come home now. But I guess you didn't come back after all. Mia, what are you doing? How dare you disobey me? Amelia, my mother passed away a few minutes ago. What? I'm sorry to hear that. Then you don't have to keep her company anymore, do you? What? Your mother already went to heaven, didn't she? So come back. You'll be back in time to give me a ride. Are you serious? Of course. How heartless. Tomorrow is the wake, and the day after tomorrow is the funeral, so I can't. Of course you can. I don't care about your mother's funeral. Golfing with my daughter is my top priority. That's terrible. Since Sarah is there, why don't you ask her to pick you up? I'm sure she will take care of it. What? You want my daughter to drive that far? Are you kidding me? If you come back now, you'll make it in plenty of time, so come back now. I have my mother's funeral. The funeral will go on without you. You have relatives there, don't you? What kind of a person are you? You're going to play golf without attending my mother's funeral? Of course I am. I've been looking forward to it for a month. My daughter Sarah must be looking forward to it too. I have a lot of things to discuss with the hospital, so I will leave now. Wait a minute. We're not done talking yet. Hey Mia, I'm on my way. Are you okay? Hi Oliver. I'm feeling tense right now, but I'm okay. My relatives came early and they're all helping me. Right, well, give my regards to everyone. I'll hurry. Anyway, about Amelia. What's wrong? Did she do something? It's just that I've been asked to pick her up on the day of the funeral. Pick her up? Yeah, she was going golfing with Sarah. Huh? She asked you to take her to and from golf? What is she thinking? She must be out of her mind. So she told me to come back. She said the funeral can go on without me. That's insane. I'm disappointed in my own mother. Why does she have to be so heartless? Maybe she misses you? Huh? I think she feels like I stole you from her. When we got married, she said, "You're taking away my son from me." That's what she said to you? Why didn't you tell me? Because I think I understand how she feels. But this is a different story. How can she ask you to cancel your mother's funeral? How can she do such a thing? I can't believe that she can be so heartless. I have to think about my relationship with her. After the funeral is over, the harassment will surely continue. You don't have to listen to anything my mother says, okay? Yeah. Of course, I'm going to attend my mother's funeral, but I'm worried about her. I'll take care of my mom. In the meantime, I'll try to contact my sister. You don't have to worry about anything. Just think about your mother. Thank you. Mia, what do you think you're doing? I told you to come back immediately. I have a limit, so you better come back now. If you're going to leave me alone any longer, I've got some ideas of my own. I'll have to consider you divorcing Oliver. Tomorrow is my long-awaited golf day. You should come back no matter what. You got that? It's going to be one hell of a golf day. What? How dare you finally reply to me like that? You better watch your mouth. Hey Mia, you finally didn't come back. Does this mean you're divorcing Oliver? How can you put your mother's funeral before your mother-in-law? That's unforgivable. You should be ashamed of yourself. I don't understand what you're saying. Huh? Oliver has always been there for my mother. He's a really kind person. He said you're ruthless. What on earth are you talking about? I told him the truth, that you said you didn't care about my mother's funeral, and I was told to give you a ride so you can go golfing that day. Why did you say such unnecessary things? Doesn't that make me the bad guy? In the first place, my mother passed away. Not showing up and going out to play golf on the day of the funeral itself is unbelievable, isn't it? Shouldn't there be at least a message or something? What are you talking about? There is no way I would do that for a mother of useless daughter-in-law. Frankly, I don't care about you or your mother. I'm happy as long as Oliver is around and I can go golfing with Sarah from time to time. My happiness doesn't need you. I see. I'm so sorry you feel that way. Hey, Mother. Huh? Oliver, is it you? I've been watching all the text right now. What? How dare you do such a terrible thing to Mia? It's the first time I've learned that my mother has been bullying her. What are you thinking? Did she say that? She said such a thing?
She has been doing exactly what you told her to do without saying a word until now. You're my mother, and she didn't want to make the relationship worse. You took advantage of her kindness. I won't forgive you.
Oh, no. All I wanted was for Mia to be aware of herself as a wife. I was just educating her.
Is it education to not allow Mia to return home when her mother is in critical condition? Is it education to not allow her to see her mother's final days? Is it also education to not allow her to attend the funeral?
Well,
what kind of education is that? That's the worst kind of education. I'm really disappointed in you. It's unbelievable that you were going to play golf on the day of her mother's funeral.
I promised Sarah a long time ago.
Sarah said she was forced to play golf with you.
Huh?
She said she turned you down once because she didn't feel comfortable going golfing with Mia as your private driver. But you were too insistent, so she said yes, with the intention of switching driving duties with Mia.
Did you talk to Sarah?
She's here right now.
What? Why is she there? She was supposed to go golfing with me. Why?
You're really crazy. She rushed here when she heard Mia's mother passed away. Mia's always been so kind to Sarah. She said she can't just ignore the fact that her sister-in-law's mother passed away. She says it's crazy of you to try to go golfing on a day like this.
Huh? Sarah said that? Why would she take Mia's side? She's my daughter.
It's not a matter of who's taking whose side, is it? A person passed away. Sarah's normal. You can't just go golfing with someone who's grieving the loss of someone close to them, can you?
Oh, no. I was looking forward to it.
You can go golfing anytime you want. Why do you have to take Mia to be your driver on the day of her mother's funeral? You're crazy.
You have no right to take away my fun.
Then you go alone.
Huh?
You were looking forward to it. Then go by yourself.
You want me to go alone? You want me to go by myself without a ride home?
If you have the energy to bully her that much, you should be fine. Go call a cab and go by yourself. Sarah and I will attend the funeral.
Oh, no. Why are you taking away my fun?
I don't care. Suit yourself.
Mia, what's all this about? Because of you, something terrible happened. What is it? Don't play dumb. I've been broken off the relationship with Oliver and Sarah. They think I'm a cold, heartless mother, so they're leaving me. I agree. And I'm going to break off the relationship with you too. Huh? Isn't it natural? You told me you don't care about my mother's funeral. Do you think I can forgive you? I probably won't be able to forgive you for the rest of my life. My precious mother's life was disrespected, and on top of that, you disrespected her funeral. Please stop harassing me or my family. Mia? Until now, I have tried my best to be your daughter-in-law. Of course, I'm sure there were things I did not do well, but I wanted to get along with you. But it never worked out, or you never intended to accept me at all. Since my husband has left you, I will not associate with you as a daughter-in-law anymore. Do you really think you can be that cocky in your position as a daughter-in-law? I am no longer your daughter-in-law because I have nothing to do with you anymore. Besides, I've had enough of your harassment. Now, if you'll excuse me... Wait a minute, Mia! Hi, Mia. It's been a while. It's been 2 months since your mother passed away. Are you okay now? Are you back to work already? I wanted to apologize to you. Please, could you write back to me? What is it? I don't think we should be talking anymore. You and I are strangers. Don't be so cold. I'm sincerely sorry for my behavior. Huh? I was just saying selfish things without considering your feelings.
I think it's too late for you to realize that.
I've always felt like you stole Oliver from me, and I've been lonely. I was jealous. That's why I've been so cold to you. I'm really sorry.
So,
I'm living a lonelier life now that my son, my daughter, and you have broken off the relationship with me.
I'm sure you are, but it has nothing to do with me.
Could you please forgive me without saying that? From now on, I will take care of you. So I need you to convince my son and daughter to come back.
Don't be silly. How selfish can you be? You tried to sever my relationship with my mother forever. If I had listened to you, I could never have said goodbye to my mother. And how could you say such a thing?
I'm really sorry. I sincerely regret my thoughtless behavior.
Just because you're a family, there are things you can do and things you can't do. People like you who can't even judge such things, I don't think Oliver or Sarah would forgive a person like you. As long as those two have no intention of getting back to you, I have no intention of getting back to you either.
Oh no.
I know you are sad, but you can't do anything about it because it was all your fault. Please think that you have been punished for your behavior and do your best to live your life alone.
Mia, please don't say that. My son and daughter are refusing to even listen to me. You are the only one I can ask. You must convince my son and daughter. Please.
I refuse. After my mother's funeral, I told you I would never forgive you. Have you forgotten? If you want to convince them, you can do it yourself.
Mia, don't say that. I'm so lonely.
You can't ask me. I'm a stranger. I have nothing to do with you. I will block your contact information just like Oliver and Sarah did. Please don't think of relying on me in the future.
Don't do such a terrible thing, please.
Please think carefully about who is the one who did the terrible thing. Now I'll leave you alone.
Wait for me, please. I don't want to be lonely anymore. Please help me.
After that, Amelia was left all alone and was forced to live a difficult life both mentally and financially. No wonder, because she used to ask me for some money when her pension ran out. Mentally and financially, she would have liked to ask for help from Oliver and Sarah, but it seems that the two of them will not listen to her. According to her relatives, she has turned completely depressed and she has aged very quickly. I feel sorry for her, but I am not ready to forgive her yet either. Oliver and I are getting along just as well as ever. Now that the wife snatching is gone, I too am enjoying a stress-free and happy life. I also see Sarah on a regular basis and have dinner and tea together. We enjoy chatting. I wonder if one day Amelia will be included in this family.
Kylie, I need to know when you intend on standing on your own 2 feet for once. It's time you learn to be independent, young lady.
Huh? Stand on my own 2 feet? Be independent? But I haven't lived with you for years now, Mom. Besides, I've been sending you a monthly allowance for God knows how long. I don't want to be rude, but surely if either of us are independent, it's me.
Don't get clever with me, girl. It's funny you should mention the allowance, actually. Because it's actually that I'm upset with you about. You've been lying to me this whole time, haven't you? You've got some nerve to do this to your own mother.
Lying to you? Me? What the hell? About what?
I know it was really your little brother Oliver sending me my monthly allowance all along. He finally confessed to me in floods of tears that it was him sending me $1,000 a month for these last 12 years. It might look like he's not working at a glance, but he actually works from home, and it turns out he makes quite a lot of money. Did you know that? What a little star my boy is.
That's the first I've heard of it.
but because he's so kind, generous, and big-hearted, and because he thinks so much of you as his big sister, he went out of his way to send you the money, so you could send it to me from your account and take the credit at a sympathetic consideration for your unfortunate position. In doing so, he made it look like the money was coming from you all along. I can't believe he went so far out of his way to protect your dignity. Oh, that's my Oliver. He's really the kindest boy there ever was.
My unfortunate position. I don't even... Hang on, Mom. Wait a sec. Do you actually believe him? I can't believe anyone would fall for a lie this obvious.
Don't be silly. There's no way my darling Oliver would ever lie to his mother. The boy's an angel, and I won't have anyone tell me otherwise.
That boy? Mom, please. He's a 26-year-old man who lives alone in his perpetually dark bedroom, surrounded by empty potato chip packets and questionable amounts of used tissue paper. Will you just stop and think about this? Oliver was a kid in middle school 12 years ago when the monthly allowance payments started. He didn't get his first part-time job until high school. Even if this working from home stuff is true, exactly how do you suppose he came up with $1,000 a month for those first few years when he was a child?
Good grief, Kylie. When will you ever realize that it's exactly this kind of obsessing over minor, trivial details that causes people to find you insufferably boring?
All I'm doing is pointing out the inconsistencies in what you're saying. But I see. So this is how you speak to me after I send you $1,000 a month for 12 years, is it? Alright, I understood. You believe Oliver unconditionally, no matter what he says, never questioning a thing. But with me, your default response is to treat me like a liar. I mean, it's not like I was doing it because I wanted you to be grateful. I did it because you're family, and I figured I didn't really mind having to tighten my belt and be careful with my spending if it meant helping you out.
Oh, please. Stop pretending like you're some saint, dear. You're making me feel physically sick. Drop the act and admit it. I know it was your little brother sending me $1,000 a month all along. I have nothing to be grateful to you for.
I see how it is. Well, in that case, I'll let Oliver carry on with the payments directly, since you obviously don't need me to be involved with them at all. Just to be clear, you don't need me to have any further involvement in the payments, is that right?
Yes, that's right. Fine, I'll leave everything up to your brother from now on. Actually, it's probably for the best. I think this is probably the best way to stop that ego of yours getting overinflated. You're so useless, so why don't you do me a favor and disappear?
Sure thing. You know what? That actually works great for me. I feel like a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders. Goodbye.
Hey, is that my scumbag big sister? This is your big brother, and the supreme master of your life, and I have a direct order for you. Starting from next month, you're gonna start adding an extra $500 onto the monthly $1,000 you've been sending to Mom's bank account. And also, and this part's important, you're gonna start sending it directly to my bank account instead. I told Mom it was me sending her $1,000 a month indirectly through you this whole time. Let's face it, Mom's gonna be way happier living with me. I was always her favorite. You can think of the extra $500 as a thank you for my troubles. Oh, and by the way, if you're feeling extra generous and want to help out your awesome little bro even more, you're more than welcome to bump that extra $500 up to $1,000 or $2,000. Alright, I'm counting on you, sis. The payments start next month. Do I make myself clear? Sweet. Alright, peace. Hey, is that my rotten, filthy, stinking sister? You were supposed to start sending me that money today. I just checked my banking app, but nothing went in. Is it bugging out, or are you just being a lazy dumb slacker who can't even remember what day of the month it is? If it's the second one, stop lazing around and see to it that $1,500 goes into my account as soon as goddamn hacking possible. Get a move on, bitch. Hey! Mom won't stop nagging me about her monthly allowance money. Where is it? Hurry the hell up before I get seriously mad. You're the biggest blockhead, dumb bitch loser I've ever met in my life. This is why you never trust a woman with anything involving money. Is it any wonder Mom hates you when you act like this? Get that 1.5k paid directly into my bank account by first thing tomorrow morning.
Kylie, hurry up and send me this month's $1,000.
Excuse me? I thought we agreed Oliver was gonna send you it himself directly from now on. Why are you asking me for money all of a sudden? I thought you didn't need anything from me.
It's not that I don't need it. Actually, I'm doing you a favor by allowing you the privilege of sending me the money again. You know, it's not good to rely on your brother to do everything for you, right?
You're doing me a favor.
Yes, that's right. Me and Oliver have decided that that's what's best for your personal development. I hope you're grateful to your amazing little brother. He's been very kind to you, you know. There aren't many people who'd let you take the credit for sending their mother $1,000 a month. Now he says he decided to actually let you take over with the payments for real. Instead of tossing you in the garbage where you belong, he's very kindly giving you the opportunity to prove yourself as a decent, respectable human being and finally serve a purpose to this family.
You'll have to forgive me, but I'm a little confused. I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
That's fine, dear. You might be too dense to understand what I'm talking about, but all that matters is that you take over from Oliver with my $1,000 monthly payments. I'm sure you'll figure out what's going on before long. Listen, forget all that. Don't overexert yourself with too much thinking. Just send me my $1,000 now. Oh, that reminds me. You'll also be sending Oliver $500 a month, won't you?
Why would I do that?
It seems like your darling brother's been coming up with all sorts of ways for you to prove yourself as a respectable human being. Think of sending him $500 a month as your way of saying thanks.
Oh, it's fine. He doesn't have to help me prove anything.
What?
I already decided to leave everything involving the money to Oliver. Even if neither of you see me as a respectable human being, I seriously couldn't care less.
Kylie!
I guess you could say my feelings regarding anything involving the two of you have become numb. Dad died 3 months after I moved out after getting my first job. And with that, you had to buy groceries and pay the rent with no breadwinner. I couldn't just leave you to fend for yourselves. So out of a sense of duty to you as my family, I scrimped and saved. And I did everything I could to get you that $1,000 for 12 years straight. And to think this is how you repay me? By treating me with contempt and disdain? Like I'm a piece of dirt on the bottom of your shoe? I guess you could say my eyes were open. And now I can see you for what you really are.
What are you talking about? All we're talking about here is you taking over the payments for my monthly allowance that Oliver has been taking care of until now. You've been free to do what you want all this time while your brother bore the burden. All I'm saying is that the gravy train is coming to its final stop, and it's finally your turn to pull your socks up and pay your dues to this family. You only have yourself to blame for this, my dear. Do I make myself clear? This is your fault and nobody else's. If you understand, I suggest you send me my $1,000 as soon as possible. Oh, and send Oliver his $500 while you're at it. If I don't see that money by tomorrow, I'll have no choice but to call your company and demand that they start paying your salary directly into my account. Kylie, what's going on here? Is it true that you quit your job?
Huh?
Remember how I told you I'd have your boss send your salary to my bank account instead of yours if you failed to pay up the $1,500 you owe us? Since I didn't get my money before the allotted deadline of yesterday, I had no choice but to give your boss a call. And when I did, he told me you quit your job ages ago. I can't believe you quit your job just to get out of paying me my monthly allowance. You're rotten to the core. You disgust me. Oh my God, this means you're unemployed, doesn't it? You better not think you're allowed to come back to this house to leech off me just because you can't afford to feed or clothe yourself anymore. You better not go begging to your brother Oliver for any money either. You're on your own now.
Was the company you phoned called Dunkin' Food Products by any chance?
Yes, They're the company you got a job with after graduating high school, if I remember correctly.
Yep, you remember correctly, but I quit that place half a year ago.
Huh? Half a year ago?
I read about crypto trading online a few years ago and thought it looked like fun. So I figured it wouldn't hurt to put aside a tiny chunk of my salary every month to play around with the markets. Things went way better than I expected, and I eventually got so good that other people online were asking me for advice. I decided to set up my own crypto trading advice forum. Before long, I was making more money than my old job and no longer had the time to balance them both. So I quit Dunkin' Food Products.
Wait, you did? Hang on, dear, what's a crypto?
I won't bore you by going into detail, but let me give you a simple explanation. It's the future of global finance. I won't pretend to be a millionaire yet, but things are going very well, and I'm making way more money than I ever was at the food company, so I saw no reason to stay.
Ah, that's fantastic, dear. So the $1,500 you owe me and your brother shouldn't be a problem then.
I have one more announcement to make. I'm getting married.
Married?
That's the other reason I quit my job. My fiancé's a guy I met at the company. He's Japanese, and he was only ever at our branch as part of a temporary work placement. He's heading back to Japan soon, and I decided I'm gonna go with him and start my new life in Osaka.
You're marrying a foreign person?
Yep, that's right. All of my work is online, so I can do it from anywhere. But sadly for you guys, me and Takeshi are going to have to be careful with our finances, what with moving countries, running a household, and managing my company. So I'm afraid I don't have a single cent to spare. Please, get the money from Oliver like we agreed last month.
Gah, fine, whatever. It's not like it's the end of the world. I guess Oliver does earn enough that he's been paying me $1,000 a month for the last 12 years. I suppose if that means a tragic failure of a human being that is my good-for-nothing daughter disappearing from both our lives for good, then I should be thankful.
Alright, great. So we're agreed that Oliver will be taking over your allowance payments, and I'll never be speaking to either of you again.
Fine by me.
One more thing. The contract on this phone is set to end the day I leave America, so you won't be able to contact me after I leave for Japan.
Yep, whatever. I have zero intention of messaging you anyway, so who cares? All I need is my dear beloved son Oliver. The two of us will be fine without you.
Right. Bye.
Hey, is that my bitch sister? What the hell is this crap I'm hearing from Mom? You're not gonna pay her allowance? What are you doing? Not only that, but you're moving to Japan? What the heckin' heck are you playing at? I knew you liked anime, but I didn't know you were this much of a weeb freak. You're free to go wherever you like, but let me make one thing clear. You will be paying me and Mom our allowances. $1,500 a month. No, $2,000. Actually, $2,500. Yep, that's right. I'll very kindly let you off the hook for your abominable behavior for the low price of $2,500 a month for the rest of your life.
Why does the amount keep going up?
Haha! There you are. You finally replied. Where's my money, bitch?
Oh, that's strange.
What is?
According to what Mom told me, far from being the unemployed neat loser I thought you were, you're actually a high-rolling homeworker earning a fat paycheck with nothing but your laptop. The $1,000 I foolishly thought I'd been sending to Mom every month for the last 12 years was actually coming from you all along, right?
Huh? No. Wait a sec. That's just the story I told her.
But me and Mom just agreed that she didn't need me to send her money ever again. And she said she's totally fine with you paying her that $1,000 a month from now on. She disowned me and agreed to never speak to me again.
She did what?
You've always been on her side, right? So naturally, this automatically means me and you will be cutting ties too.
What? No. If you do that... Oh my god. The monthly allowance.
You make big bucks working from home, right? You've been paying Mom $1,000 a month for the last 12 years, right?
No, that was.
Anyway, I'm a little busy right now. See ya.
Kylie, I need some money, please. Oliver's been lying to me. He lied to me about everything. He said he lied about working from home to put my mind at ease. In light of the little white lie he told me in good faith out of consideration for my feelings, I hereby nominate you once more to pay me my $1,000 a month allowance. Now hurry up and get that money into my bank account. Please. I had less than $100 when I last checked my balance. Things really aren't looking great for your mother here, dear.
Ah, Mom, good morning.
Kylie!
The contract on my phone's about to end.
What? Now?
Me and Takeshi are leaving for Japan tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Alright, I'm gonna turn it off now.
No, Kylie. Please. Wait!
Goodbye forever. I heard everything I'm about to tell you from my Aunt Sylvie, who received a desperate SOS message from my panicking mother at 2 a.m. in the morning. Apparently, my mom and Oliver drove out to Denver Airport in a crazed rush to try and track me down, and were picked up by security after running around the terminals, accosting strangers to ask whether they'd seen a woman with red hair and an Asian man. Aunt Sylvie said the plan was to stop me from leaving for Japan, but in the usual fashion, they hadn't stopped to think about the consequences of their action. They realized the gravity of their situation when it dawned on them that they'd spent my mom's last $100 filling up the car with gas to get to the airport, and were now stuck hundreds of miles away from home, having no choice but to call Aunt Sylvie begging for help. The funniest thing is, we left from Phoenix Airport. Unbelievably, my mom even asked Aunt Sylvie to take over the monthly allowance payments, which Aunt Sylvie naturally declined. She called them lazy bums, told them to go to the job center, and totally abandoned them for their sheer brazen arrogance. By some miracle, both my mom and brother managed to find low-paying factory work, and now their status as poverty-stricken debt grovelers is all but confirmed. To make matters even more hilarious, the fact that neither of them have ever had a job before means they spent every day stressed out and angry at their boss, their coworkers, and each other, and most appropriately, themselves. Last I heard, they spent every day spewing profanities and making empty threats at each other in a beat-up house with a severe cockroach infestation.